Hey, everybody. So I want to talk about two things that might seem unrelated at first, but really aren't. Silver and local push-to-talk AI. For a long time, silver has been framed almost exclusively as an inflation hedge, a kind of monetary relic that moves when the dollar weakens or when people get nervous. I think that framing is now incomplete. What's changing is not monetary psychology. What's changing is usage. Silver is increasingly functioning as a core industrial input, especially for energy systems, advanced electronics, and now very explicitly, data centers and hyperscalers. When you look at where capital is flowing, AI infrastructure, power, cooling, grid upgrades, silver isn't a hedge anymore. It's plumbing. That matters because markets price hedges differently than the price inputs. They price hedges differently than they price core inputs. Hedges are optional, inputs are not. And when an input becomes critical, the price does not move smoothly. It reprices when supply friction shows up, not in headlines, but in fulfillment delays, inventory protection, and hesitation to part with physical material, even at current prices. That's the shift I'm watching. Not panic, not hyperinflation of the dollar, just reluctance. Reluctance on the part of some of these silver dealers to actually send the silver at current market price. Now, the reason this connects directly to AI is that we're entering a phase where intelligence itself is becoming infrastructure, not something you rent, not something you log into, but something that needs to stay online under constraint. Which brings me to the second part. Over the past few days, I've been running a local push-to-talk AI system. Speech in, reasoning, speech back. Entirely offline after a one-time setup. No cloud dependency, no network requirement. You don't have to be on the internet. It runs solely on a laptop. That's not a novelty, that's a safety system. Some people ask me in the comments, why would you want something like this? Well, just a few examples. In aviation, maritime operations, medicine, and even spaceflight, the most valuable systems are not the smartest ones on paper. They're the ones that don't disappear when conditions degrade and you actually need them. So keyboards and screens are very fragile interfaces. They assume posture, light, right, that you can see the keyboard, attention, and connectivity. Voice doesn't. Voice works when your hands are busy, when stress is high, when people are tired, or when the environment is hostile. This is why when you imagine the future, the real future, not the glossy one, it looks less like AI assistants and more like future crew members, systems that can adjudicate disagreements, surface risk, help strategize, and stay calm when humans aren't. Think about deep space missions. Think about how this could be applied in the near future to deep space. Think about disaster zones, remote medical care, ships, people in the jungle, people in the desert, anywhere outside of current stable infrastructure. We're talking about a Ridley Scott future, not flying cars, but ambient intelligence that stays present. And this is where it all comes together. Silver is not just the hedge because money might fail. Local AI isn't interesting because the internet might go away. They matter because infrastructure fails first, and resilience is what determines outcomes. So we're moving from a world optimized for efficiency to one optimized for continuity. Let me go ahead and give you a little example of what I'm talking about. Name some famous silver investors in history. Says she's thinking right now.
John Pierpont Morgan, 1837 to 1913, sad face and American financier and banker. Morgan is known for his significant role in the development of modern American finance. He was a major investor in silver mines during the late 19th century. 2. J.B. Getty, 1892 to 1976, sad face and American industrialist, investor, and philanthropist. J.B. Getty made his fortune primarily in the oil industry, but also invested heavily in silver mines throughout the 20th century. 3. Ross Perot, 1930 to 2019, sad face, an American businessman and politician. Perot co-founded Electronic Data Systems.
You can see it's not perfect. It keeps saying sad face because there's a weird parentheses there in the formatting. But think about this. This is a secondary laptop I have, just a MacBook Air that'll fit in a backpack. If I'm out hiking or something, not that I would have a debate with somebody about who are big silver investors through history, but let's say I get a weird bug bite. I can upload a photo of the bug bite to the AI stored on my laptop, no internet needed, and say, what's the treatment here? Or if there's some weird wound, right? Somebody gets cut while they're out camping and it looks infected, you can show a picture to the AI on your laptop. I'm sorry, this is totally revolutionary. And in my strong opinion, this is a large part of why silver has been repricing. And I see some people in the comments being weird creeps toward me. Why don't you only talk about Pizzagate? Why don't you only talk about the things you were talking about 11 years ago? Well, because this is my channel, and I'll talk about what I want to talk about. What could be more obvious than that? At almost 40 years of age, as a well-known YouTuber and investor, I'm so going to talk about what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it with my audience. And if that's not cool with you, you can go somewhere else and create your own content. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. I truly mean it. If you feel like I'm not surfacing the right information, go create your own YouTube channel and go live your own life, because I'm quite satisfied with the content we're putting out over here. Thank you guys so much, and God bless.